everybody. Guess what, everyone? I released a Tears of the Kingdom video a year ago. A year ago to the 2nd, actually. On December 30th, 2023, I premiered a video called I 100% completed the depths with absolutely nothing. I premiered this video to a subscriber base of 300 and a premiere viewership, let me see, of peak 15 and 9 average. If you're curious, last week's premiere had 600 people. So, bit of a jump. I did not think this is where I was going to be sitting exactly a year ago today. Okay, I thought I was going to be sitting here. I had signed a lease for, like, this apartment. But I didn't think I was going to be sitting in the metaphorical here with the royal you. The fine folks here, over 100 people on YouTube. Anyway, I figured what better way to celebrate than to rewatch the first video with you all and constantly pause, just constantly pausing and turning it down and, you know, just talking over it and info dumping to the nth degree. So this hour-long video is like 2 or maybe 3 hours. Or I could just redo the voiceover. I have the script. Hang on. What if I just redid the voiceover? That'd be an extremely impressive flex that I do not plan on doing. Here's the script. Guess what, everybody? I like Tears of the Kingdom. It's a pretty good game. Some might even say it's the action-adventure game of the year. Whatever that means. This game consumed my life for a good chunk of the year. According to my Nintendo Wrapped, I played it for 66 hours in May and 97 in June. After beating it, I took a well-deserved break, but I knew this game had more to offer. All right, I'm not just gonna read the script. I'm gonna play the video. Fun fact, only the first few thousand people who watched this video are gonna remember the intro. My ill-fated channel intro that was about 4 seconds long, and when I decided not to continue using the intro for the Sky video, I cropped it out from the first 4 seconds of the OG Depths video. Read the entire thing from memory. That's not how memory works, Nicholas. But yeah, got a video right here. Got a little snappy in the corner. Ad. I'm so sorry, Sushi. That means you're supporting my male wives. And to the fine, fine folks who stay till the end, you will get the first gameplay of All Shrines No Surface. I will show you a bit of All Shrines No Surface. That's a snappy promise. Peter, the video is here. Okay. Peter! All right, guys. This isn't goodbye because I'm going to be constantly pausing. Like, constantly pausing. But, let's get it started. So yeah, that intro, gone. Still on the video file, though. Real ones, remember. Guess what, everybody? I like Tears of the Kingdom. It's a pretty good game. Some might even say it's the action-adventure game of the year. What was in my throat? I don't know, my voiceover sounds different. Guess what, everybody? I like... What am I doing? I like Tears of the Kingdom. Oh, H-Traw, thank you so much for the 3 months. Yeah, I don't know. Let's listen to her. Let her cook. I feel like she's got something really, really cool to show us, you know? That maybe 600,000 people want to see. Whatever that means. This game consumed my life for the good chunk of the year. According to my Nintendo Wrapped, I played 66 hours in May and 97 hours in June. After beating it, I took a well-deserved break, but I knew the game had more to offer. Fast forward a few months, and I decided to do a glitchy playthrough of the game on Twitch. I messed around with a bunch of things, like item duplication, learned the any percent route through the Great Sky Island. I was just having a great time. Things did take a bit of a turn, though. You see, I actually jumped directly into the depths without touching Hyrule Kingdom first. Because of this, I found out I couldn't warp back to the sky or the surface. It seems the map isn't programmed to scroll from the depths to the sky. It's only meant to jump from the depths to the surface. So if you don't have the surface, you're stuck. Okay, this is a big thing that I took a lot of time to explain. And it just seems like a lot of people didn't get it. Like it went in one ear and out the other. I get comments regularly correcting me on this. Quote unquote, correcting me on this. They're very nice people. They are nice comments. I am not putting anybody on blast here. All right? But I get people all the time, as recently as 12 hours ago, saying, hey, Snappy, just so you know, you can scroll between the maps with the D-pad. You don't have to fly back up. What? And I'm really sorry. I know what it's like all too well to not read the room properly, say the wrong thing, embarrass myself, offend somebody, break everyone's neck by accident. It's humiliating, right? So I don't want to put anybody specifically on Baja Blast. I do want to say, I say this in the nicest way possible, how stupid do you think I am? How little do you think I know about the game? How stupid do you think I am? I'm sorry, this has been bubbling in my head for a whole year. How fucking stupid do you think I am? It's genuinely offensive. Yeah, this is a thing the game does. Why? And I was talking to Audio Ansible about it, the guy who made the Simply Snaps theme. And I said, like, what could they be thinking? And he put it very well. He said they weren't thinking. And that's not a diss on them. Hear me out. I genuinely mean it. They weren't thinking. They didn't take a moment to ask themselves, wait, why isn't the D-pad working? She must know something I don't. They just didn't think, right? They just saw something, put zero critical thinking into it, and then left a comment, and then kept watching. And that genuinely makes me feel better. It genuinely does. That actually makes me feel better. By the way, Twitch chat, I'm seeing you guys talking about how I'm not seeing you. I am. I can see both chats. You're not safe. friggin' twitchers. But yeah, so first rant done. We're a minute through the video, 13 minutes into the stream. Let's go.
Why isn't it letting me go to the sky map? Up on the D-pad isn't working. How the fuck do we get out of here?
Nah, I wasn't stuck. Eventually, I found a place to ascend and continued on my merry way. But the harrowing experience did get me thinking, what if I had been stuck? I didn't have a paraglider, I barely had any equipment, no heart or stamina upgrades. What if I had to spend the rest of my playthrough down here? What can I even do? An innocent question, right? Cue the next 3 months of my life.
Oh, sweetie. She thought it would be 3 months. Oh. Oh, great. Now I've started a have you tried the D-pad meme. That's fine. I don't care. I love this moment right here. Ah! Hell yeah. I 100% completed the depths with absolutely nothing. I did it. You all suck. You wish you were me. I'm sorry. And then I did it in the dark. Rant Zona time? Oh no.
I guess the first step is to define 100% completion.
Oh wow, I define 100% completion. I hope dozens of commenters don't actually me and tell me I didn't actually do their definition of 100%.
I'm going to try to activate all 120 lightroots, completing the map and earning the Dispelling Darkness medal. In addition to this, I want to get every piece of legendary gear scattered throughout the depths. I'm also going to do the Master Kohga side quest because it feels important. You may have a different definition of 100% in the depths, in which case I'd love to watch your video. This challenge is actually super fun, but this is the one I'm rolling with. Now let's talk about...
Whew! Thank goodness I got that out of the way. Thank God that's the first thing I do in the video. Is tell you what my definition... Oh, whatever.
What I'm not allowed to do. Remember those fun glitches I mentioned earlier? Some of them are pretty strong. You might even say they're too strong. Let me walk you through them now. The spirit of this challenge is survival. Every resource is limited since blood moons can only happen in the surface world.
Oh my god, the clipboard! You guys remember the clipboard? How it fucking dies at the start of Depthsless Depths? Oh my god. Remember? It gets super screwed up between videos. And then at the start of Depthsless Depths, it just explodes. I think the only logical extreme of the clipboard is to bring it back physically, is to like make a 1-to-1 recreation of the corkboard in real life and like fuck it up, like soak it in water, stain it with a bunch of stuff, and then like make it in real life, and then I have to destroy it in real life. And that'll be the final requiem of the corkboard. All of these assets are from Envato Elements. It's the licensing website I use for basically anything that isn't from the game, unless I commission the art directly. So this is all above board. I legally own the right to use those little notes.
That means every enemy I kill stays dead, and every item I collect is non-renewable. For obvious reasons, I'm banning any kind of item duplication, whether it's infinite bomb flowers or duping 10 versions of the strongest weapon I can find. Every single resource needs to be legitimately acquired, and once I use the resource, it must be removed from my inventory as intended. In the spirit of this, I'm also banning any technique that artificially increases my damage output. This means I can't just zuggle 15 spears and kill a Lionel in one hit. I'm gonna go ahead and ban amiibos too, since they're renewable in nature and they provide resources that aren't obtainable in the depths.
Fun fact about the corkboard. Corkboard lore. All the girlies love the corkboard. It almost wasn't in the video. I always edit chapter 0 last. I start with chapter 1, and then I go back after, usually when I'm making like chapter 3 or 4, and I have a better idea of the tone of the video, and it's taken more shape in my mind. I sound like an enormous pretentious prick right now, but like, Bungie talked about how they always made the first mission of Halo games last, and that really works with me too. I do that as well. So chapter 0, that's what I always call the intro chapter, is one of the final things they get to made. And the corkboard was one of the final additions to it because I just couldn't think of anything visual to put on screen. And I always leave a week at the end of these projects just for polish. Typically, I'm sending work in progress builds to Ansel Pixel, my captioner, as I progress. She normally gets a chapter at a time. And at the end, the final chapter needs captioned, and that normally takes a week. So in order for the full video to be captioned during the premiere, which is really important to me, there's a whole week where the video basically has to be done. So that week is just for polish. One other thing that got made the day before this video came out wasn't just the corkboard, it was the chapter visual slates. Do you notice how... Okay, we're at 327. You notice how here it says, like, it's just white text on a black screen? Well, like, these screens, I made all 5 of these, all 6 of these, actually, the day before the video came out. Like, my week of polish, I knew, I had a few things I wanted to get done, and the corkboard and the chapter slates were literally, the day before, like, 11th hour.
Infinite bomb flowers or duping 10 versions of the strongest weapon I can find. Every single resource needs to be legitimately acquired, and once I use the resource, it must be removed from my inventory as intended. In the spirit of this, I'm also banning any technique that artificially increases my damage output. This means I can't just zuggle 15 spears and kill a Lionel in one hit. I'm gonna go ahead and ban amiibos too, since they're renewable in nature and they provide resources that aren't obtainable in the depths. With all that in mind, let's discuss setup. I started a new file and completed the Great Sky Island. After this, I warped right to the Fuse Shrine and used a wing to reach this island over here. I dumped everything out of my inventory and grabbed a single ferry for the drop. With nothing but a ferry in my pocket, I jumped off the island and fell into the Great Plateau Chasm. The ferry will break my fall and leave my inventory, placing me in the depths with absolutely nothing. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Oh yeah, chapter slate time. Oh, chapter 1, the journey begins?
The moment
So, I didn't have monetization when I made this video, so I was not worried at all. And then I got monetized, and I was very surprised that stayed monetized. Like, you always see YouTubers using, like, Roblox sound effects to make their curse words safe. But, like, this video has 600,000 views, and it's monetized. I will honestly say, this channel is not my primary source of income. Most of the money goes right back into paying artists and musicians to work with me, and a lot of it goes into my savings. Like, so a lot of people don't talk about the money their videos makes. I totally respect that, but I feel, whether it's in the workplace or anywhere, discussing wages is healthy, and it helps people know if they're getting screwed. This video, as of today, had 639,000 views, a watch time of 212,000 hours. It netted me 9.8 thousand subscribers, and it has made $3,398 in ad revenue. That is a life-changing amount of money. I've put it in savings. I could not be any more grateful. I do not take anything for granted. That being said, I certainly wasn't trying to get monetized with a chapter slate like that. Like...
The moment I hit the ground with my fairy, the only source of light I had was the faint glow of post souls. Now I'm completely naked in the depths with no gear, no healing items, and no direction.
Sorry to pause so much, but actually this is my video and my channel, so I can do whatever I want. Forever, actually. I can do what I want forever. So, I love repetition. I don't know if you guys like repetition. I love it. I think comedy is like in 3s, even 4s and 5s sometimes. So basically what I was saying is, I read chat and I lose my train of thought. Tessel Craig just said something really interesting. Oh, repetition. Thank you, Cloud. Love a good callback. I'm sure some of you guys have watched my videos and noticed what I would call recurring lines. Not just recurring jokes, but even recurring lines. Like, this starts with, the moment I hit the ground with my fairy, the only source of light I had was the faint glow of post souls. Depthsless depths. The moment I dropped out of the chasm, like, it's the same beat, you know? And then dark depths. The moment I hit the ground with my fairy, the only source of light I had was the faint glow of post souls. And that's as good as it's gonna get, folks. Like, I don't know why, even not just jokes, I like repeating things. I've heard it described as a structure that rhymes. Yes, I like it when my videos rhyme with each other. That's a really beautiful way to put it. Yeah, I like my videos to rhyme. I like callbacks. I like rewarding people for having watched multiple videos. I'm on the spectrum. It really just tickles my brain in a way I can't explain. So, yeah, you're gonna probably, if you've watched my newer videos recently, you're gonna catch a lot of rhymes from this video.
I just stumble around for a minute or two until I found a Zonai device outpost. This one has everything I need to get started. I took 2 fans and a steering stick and combined them to make a rudimentary flying device. It flies a little crooked, but beats walking. Before I could even give it a proper test flight, I found my first light route. Look at that, only 119 to go. This is gonna be easy. The light routes illuminate parts of the map, so the more I find, the easier it'll be to get around and find more. With my newfound sense of sight, I found a friendly shadow man who offered me a weapon. Things are looking up for me. The only other thing I can even...
Yo, Beats Walkin', that's one of them. I want to make a Beats Walkin' sticker. Would you guys slam that on your iPad or your water bottle or your baby? I think it should be the silhouette of, like, the hover bike and someone driving it and just Beats Walkin'. Motherfucker, we are the spectrum. Beats Walkin'. Yeah, I have no immediate plans for merch. But Beats Walkin' is definitely a big merch idea. Also, how I've evolved, you notice like the light route counter that it's on screen basically for half the video until I get 120. That's the way I used to do things. It was actually for Dark Depths that I realized I'm tracking 4 different goals, and I want to keep you up to speed on every goal the entire time, right? And I was like, well, how am I going to do that? And then I realized I don't really like the graphic being on screen the entire video. And that's when I came up with the Dark Depths little like, broom. I love that. I'm going to use that in all of my future challenges. The little numbers sliding on screen, and then sliding off. I think that's so much better. Came to me in a dream. It didn't. I was thinking of a solution, and I played with effects and After Effects until I landed on that.
C is a distant structure, so I guess I'm heading that way. Since I have the default battery and no way to charge it, I'm spending half my time carrying the hoverbike around, which hardly beats walking. Inside the structure, I received the auto build rune. This lets me summon anything I've built with Ultra Hand anytime I want. And yes, it's going to be important later. Now that I have auto build, I went ahead and rebuilt my hoverbike on flat ground. Yeah, this'll do. And it beats walking. With my trusty claymore, I decided to brave the monster camp just outside the structure.
How did I make a hoverbike this clean? My Dark Depths hoverbike is so scuffed.
You can tell I'm a city slicker because maneuvers like this are not ideal down here. At this point, I was just getting used to not having a paraglider, and spoiler alert, it's gonna take me a while to come to terms with that. This monster camp was definitely a rude awakening for me. I had played over 150 hours of Tears of the Kingdom at this point, but I hadn't tried to survive in the depths with nothing. My bold behavior was rewarded with a swift death. Unfortunately for them, I had nothing going on that afternoon, so I threw my face against the camp until they were all dead. After clearing the monster camp and grabbing some mediocre gear, I decided to double back to the auto build temple and complete the first Master Kohga fight.
Oh my god, I do need a beats walking emoji. Who am I?
This one was easy, but I'm sure that trend won't continue. These abandoned mines
Oh gee, I hope she remembers to talk about the rest of the Kohga fights.
are my only source of zonite charges. I can't upgrade my batteries, so these charges are incredibly valuable for long distance flying. I can't use them too often though, as they're pretty expensive and I'm not allowed to duplicate more. I ventured through the dark for a little while longer and found my first piece of legendary clothing.
Can you guys believe that parking job? I didn't mention it for some reason, but I included the footage of it because, like, can you believe that parking job?
Incredibly valuable for long distance flying. I can't use them too often though, as they're pretty expensive and I'm not allowed to duplicate more.
Look at this.
I ventured through the dark for a little while longer and found my first piece of
That is a perfect park. I'm right inside.
legendary clothing, the miner's trousers. These bad boys are actually a source of light, which is quite the hot commodity down here. You know, combat down here isn't really too bad so long as you're— God damn it! I cleared another group of ruffians and nabbed myself a shield. Shields are an incredibly important resource down here for a few reasons, none of which I can do at the moment, but believe me, it's gonna be huge. I can't really overstate how difficult it is to make a living down here. Without a regular supply of healing items, I'm basically always at critical health. Here I died because a guy tossed a pebble at me. Right now, my only real method of healing is to die, which seems counterintuitive, but I'll keep it in my back pocket.
Guys, do you think that was foreshadowing for later in the video? How do people simultaneously understand that I have enough foresight to foreshadow things like that, but I'm also so fucking stupid I don't know you can use the D-pad?
We're about an hour into this challenge, and I'm already starting to question what I've gotten myself into. The most basic things down here can be absolutely miserable without the privileges of the surface world. It didn't get easier overnight either. This right here is 90 minutes of work. Jealous? I'm mostly just grabbing as many resources as I can while hitting the early game lightroots. Luckily for me, there's zonite deposits every 20 feet or so. It's a living, but I hate my life.
That's another merch thing. That would fuck on a mug. Tell me that wouldn't. On a mug? Come on, you take that to work. That's probably the only Simply Snaps quote you could take to work.
I can't just blame the depths for my misery though. Half of these deaths were caused by plain old terrible decision making. In the overworld, you get to make these silly mistakes without much issue, but down here it's so punishing. Ah, sweet, a skeleton horse. Don't get too attached. You will never see her again. These Yiga outposts are great resources for materials. They're the only reliable place to find food in the entire depths, and it's a limited resource. The Yiga themselves drop mighty bananas, but you can also find bananas in crates or just kind of lying around. None of this is much help without a cooking pot though, which is why this Yiga outpost is especially important.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to the blessing, the savior, the love of my life!
Meet the only cooking pot in the entire depths. That's right, there's only one, and it's in the middle of fucking nowhere. I'm going to need to warp to the nearest light route and spend 3 minutes walking every single time I need to cook something. Are you starting to see why I lost my mind down here?
Yeah, hey Snappy, now imagine you can't warp. Wouldn't that be crazy? Oh!
That's it. I'm tired of being a slave to gravity. I need to learn how to fall damage cancel.
A little behind the scenes, I'm not looking forward to having to contest all of the copyright claims this stream is going to get for the licensed music. I'm going to have to resubmit all of the licenses because this still falls under the license because I'm like re-airing the same video, but I have to reapply the license. So I'm gonna have to submit like 4 copyright disputes.
I picked a cliff and got to work watching shitty YouTube tutorials on the subject. Basically, you just need to initiate a jump slash and open the rune menu at the same time. Then you open the shield menu directly after closing the rune menu, swap shields, and then start a new jump slash the moment you close the menu. Cancel that jump slash with another dive, and you'll cancel all of your momentum, surviving any fall. Sounds easy? It wasn't. That took 20 minutes to land the first time. Being able to do this technique opens up a huge number of options for my movement though. While I can technically survive most falls on a hover bike, there are going to be important moments later where that's just not an option. So it's probably smart to just practice this now. Found the final piece of the miner's outfit and can we please keep kink out of pride?
That is the joke I regret making in this video. Some of you guys laughed a little too hard at that joke for the wrong reasons. Kink belongs in pride. Kinksters are allies. Wear a leash. I don't care. If you laughed at that joke because you think people who are into puppy play are weird freaks, unsubscribe. I don't know what to tell you. I thought I was doing a funny voice there. I regret making that joke, honestly. That's the part where anytime I rewatch this video, I'm like, too many people laughed at that joke for the wrong reason.
Even with a full set of light armor, I still couldn't see this stalactite coming. Are you actually kidding me? There are 6 coliseums located in the depths, and each of them contains a piece of legendary gear. The first one I stumbled upon happened to be the Desert Coliseum, located in the southwest corner of the map. These arenas have multiple waves of enemies, and once you defeat them all, you get to open the chest. Seems simple enough, and it was. Now we have the Sheik mask.
Oh no! No! What is this? No, please! What the fuck?
There's these 3 large skeletons in the depths that contain the tunic, cap, and booty shorts of the wild.
You guys want some movie magic? It does not actually grab me a second time. If you look at the coordinates, I'm just using other footage of that same attack.
Grabbed the tunic under the Gerudo Desert and left without any problem.
Oh dear God, he's back! Skeleton horse! Where are you? Call the police! Oh my God!
I found it.
Skeleton horse! Where are you? Call the police! So fucking funny. Just being swung around by the hand. Ah! I love it.
A Zonite device outpost with rockets and decided to try another technique I found on YouTube. This one's called Pocket Rocket, and it's pretty great.
Yeah, if any of you guys are like, man, this challenge seems really cool, I wish I could do this, I really want to make something clear to you. I couldn't do this when I started. But I could. And so could you. You see very essential firsts in this challenge. You see my first fall damage cancel. You see my first pocket rocket. You see my first auto build cancel. You see my first out of bounds traversal. I learned all of these things for this challenge because I watched speedruns, I knew they were possible, and I knew they could be applied to make this challenge possible. A bit of behind the scenes here. I didn't watch any TOTK challenges before making this video. I didn't want to I didn't want to pollute any ideas. I didn't want to know if someone had done it. And what I did find after, after uploading it a few days afterwards, I did, out of morbid curiosity, search for like TOTK depths challenges. And what I found was mostly a bunch of people saying it wasn't possible. Videos asking the question, can you beat Tears of the Kingdom only in the depths? And finding out the answer was no. And because of that, I think that's probably the reason my video took off as much as it did. The reason it got all of the views it got. The reason I am here right now is because I didn't ask for permission. I didn't ask if it was possible. I'd seen the any percent run. I knew what glitches the game had. I learned them, and I did it. And I guess this is a really roundabout way of saying, like, if you see anything I do in these videos and you wish you could do it, I would love to do that, but I can't do recall lock. I learned recall lock for all dungeons, no surface. No excuses. Like, if you want to do an all dungeons, no surface run, if you want to do a depthless depths run, if you want to beat me to the punch and do all shrines, no surface before I do, you can. You don't have to, but if you're watching this and you want to do these glitches, do it. Girl, do it now. This is my Twitter voice. Most of us aren't on 1.0 though, Snappy. No excuses. I've had multiple people tell me that all dungeons no surface is possible on current patch. It is. You don't need recall lock for any of it, actually. So no excuses. My excuse is that I'm not going to do it. That's a perfectly valid excuse. Zathlin, great. Zathlin, member of the community. I've been talking with her on Discord because she's actually doing these challenges just for fun and is sending me footage of things. I had a lot of trouble doing something. Spent 4 hours trying to figure it out last night. Cloud helped me brainstorm things. I let Zathlin know, hey, this thing's crazy hard. She messaged me the next morning saying like, hey, I found an easier way. It took me 15 minutes. I'm not the final authority on any of this. Like, it's super, super simple. I've been on a tangent for a while now, but I'm really passionate about this kind of thing. Please, do all dungeons no surface. I want it to be a category extension on speedrun.com. Cloud's not going to make it just for me. At least 2 people have to.
To do it, fuse a rocket to your shield at the same moment you swap shields. This will cause a bug called fuse entanglement, which I'm not about to explain because I didn't go to grad school. Once you've done fuse entanglement, fuse the same rocket to your sword. If you do this correctly, you can shield jump and rhythmically swap between jump attacks and shield surfing to soar through the air.
Yes, that's a very good point. H-Draw pointed out I'm just the first one to do it. And I will toot my own horn there. I've talked to my therapist about not selling myself short, walking the fine line between arrogance and self-recognition. My noteworthy contribution to TOTK, challenge, speedrun, whatever you want to call it, is that I was the first to do it. I proved it was possible to do all dungeons no surface. I asked several experts of the game beforehand, and they told me, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. So, like, I did do a lot of the important legwork for you guys if you want to do one, that it is possible. But that's all the more reason to do it, because, you know, I figured that part out. So, do all dungeons no surface. Speedrun it. Do it now. Cloud, what's a sub-goal for all dungeons no surface?
Unfortunately, my shield was just a boy and could not handle the greatness of this trick. He died in my arms, and I'll never be the same.
No!
Just gonna revert to my last save to get that shield back, since I need it for fall damage cancels. I'm gonna need another shield to be my pocket rocket bitch. For now, it's just a dream, but someday I'll fly. Dreaming's for liberals. I'm getting myself a second shield right now.
That dreaming for liberals line is another one I think some people laughed at in the wrong way.
Bokoblins have a rare chance to wield them, but you're much more likely to get one in a like-like's chest. I massacred this camp, and my reward was everything I've ever wanted. I will learn from this. I'm mostly showing successful fall damage cancels, but I do want you to know that half my attempts looked like this for the first few hours. Beautiful stuff. Who needs paragliding when you have this strategy at home? Just repeatedly jump/cancel through the air and nail a fall damage cancel at the end, and you can sort of get around in the same way. If you're scared, you can always just climb down. It's terrible and slow, but it technically works.
Just like my dick. Yeah!
Since I have a super durable second shield now, I decided to try Pocket Rocket again. If you nail the fall damage cancel, it's actually a great way to get around. What I'm saying is, it's a horrible way to get around. Nabbed myself the spanks of time, so that's another Link armor we're working on. This game's secretly a fashion simulator. Here's a fun trick. Tired of your hoverbike bouncing around every time you land? Let go of the steering stick and use recall on it right before you hit the ground. Instantly end recall, and the bike will lightly fall the remainder of the way to the ground. You know, just a helpful tip in case you ever decide to subject yourself to this. Just be—
How did she know? In case you ever try to subject yourself to this.
sure you have recall equipped and not ultra hand. Oh my god!
I love this.
Oh, I'm okay. After climbing out of the water, I found my first—
What are the chances of that?
unique, so I'm going to collect every piece of legendary—
That's not it!
You ever decide to subject yourself to this.
Without even the slowdown recall gives you, managed to activate my rune and hit the bike with it. But it was Ultra Hand.
Be sure you have recall equipped and not ultra hand. Oh my god!
What are the chances?
Oh, I'm okay. After climbing out of the water, I found my first legendary weapon, the Hero Sword from Zelda 1. It's not like special or anything. I mean, it'll shatter like anything else, but it is unique, so I'm going to collect every piece of legendary weaponry I can find down here. What would life be like with a paraglider? Maybe some stamina upgrades? Or sunlight? I don't know. And because of that, I'm content. You smell that? Smells like a problem.
ASMR Snappy. Woo.
One of the legendary outfits is in that lava biome, but I burst into flames within seconds of entering. Luckily, I was able to get in and out within 5 seconds, but things only get worse from here. The next lightroot is on the other side of even more lava pillars. I was able to fly through the hot zone while only sustaining life-ruining injuries, not life-ending. But this is starting to concern me. Who has time for anxiety when there's fashion to be had? Another thing that's worrying me are these underground mazes. These are supposed to be entered from the surface, but that's like obviously ultra banned. There are 3 pieces of legendary armor hidden inside these things, so I've got to figure out a way inside sooner or later. This right here is a bargaining statue. You can sell post souls to them in exchange for exclusive legendary clothing and any other legendary gear you found down in the depths. This is where you get the Dark Link and Depths outfit. I already actually found one of these earlier, but it was on my skeleton horse and I promised you I'd never show you her again. So just know that I'm riding her frequently and you do not get to see it.
Just like your dad.
Fuck. I decided to take a trip to the single cooking pot in the depths and made myself some healing items. I don't have much, but over the past 9 or so hours, I've gathered a few things. These mighty bananas can heal me and grant attack up. But Bokoblin fire archers carry these fire fruits, which heal a quarter heart, and that's technically healing. I've also found these glow fists, which grant a pretty useless glow effect, but they can heal you if cooked. What really sucks is these items are basically useless unless I also find and cook Sundelions, which recover the hearts I lose from the Depth's gloom effect. Here it is, everyone. 9 hours worth of grinding to get this view. Bone apple tea.
Can you remind us again how many cooking pots are in the depths? 1. Cloud, you should really know this.
I was minding my own business.
All right, what is that referencing? A few comments have known. What is that referencing? I was minding my own business. I wonder if any of the people here know. Osteoporosis? What? There you go, Black Tempest. Yeah, David, there we go. Alright. Yeah, Helsing Ultimate. I was minding my own business. I was!
Pillaging a Bokoblin camp when the Fuzz walked by. Lucky for me, I had a Knight's Claymore with desperate strength, giving it double damage on my last heart. I also fused a silver Horriblin horn to it for a weapon that deals 86 damage when I'm at critical health. I intentionally damaged down with Gloom in order to make my maximum health 1 heart. Then I ate an attack up meal I made with Yiga bananas. It took 5 actual minutes of intense warfare against a white Lina with a single heart, but I got a no problem because I play video games instead of having sex.
That right there is the most clipped moment from any of my videos. If you click the clip button, give it a little title, send it to your friends, I see that. Dozens of people clipped that moment. But I got no problem because I play video games instead of having sex. Alright, didn't think that was gonna be it. We got a lot of asexual gamers in the chat. I assume that's why.
Oh hey look, I finished the Tunic of Time. Now I'm cute as a button. I think this is where I was really getting comfortable with the fall damage cancel. This would have taken me like 15 tries a few hours ago, but now I'm getting it on my first one. And look, the Wind Waker boomerang. You know, I never actually really used boomerangs this much in Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. They're pretty... oh. It's okay. I could just... yeah, this is how boomerangs work. They come back to you. Alright, I'm about half finished with the map now. It's been 11 hours, but watching the map take shape is extremely rewarding. So, funny story.
Snappy, don't do it! You're at negative 175! Snappy, you're at negative 173! Don't do it!
I was flying
Snappy, you're at negative 171! Abort! Recall!
a little.
Oh, Hyrule Kingdom text. She didn't know. She didn't know!
Close to the ceiling and actually triggered the Hyrule Kingdom jingle. I checked.
Does anybody know how many different places in the depths have negative 170 Z coordinates? I genuinely don't know. This is the only place I can find it. Below the, below the desert... maze.
my map and sure enough I had the surface on it. I had no idea this was even possible, but I technically just failed the challenge. No worries though, I just reverted to my last save and repressed the memory. It's not like I was doing anything, I guess.
Oh, Snappy. You have no idea.
Yes. No idea how it took me 11 hours to think of this, but I just tried tossing a Bright Bloom seed against the front of my steering stick and oh my god, I can see! Oh great, another Firelight Root. How am I supposed to get to this one? Oh. I guess it's not hot over here. Maybe I just don't know enough about lava. Just passing through the Spirit Temple for a light route. Spoiler alert, I'm not gonna beat it. The quest starts on the surface, and I've never been there in my entire life. This place isn't totally useless to us, though. It actually has one of the only 2 device dispensers in the entire depths. Here we're able to get rockets, wings, and steering sticks on demand, and yeah, they're gonna be a big deal. Now that we have these tools, techniques like Pocket Rocket won't be restricted to areas where you just happen to find rockets flying around. Though we still do need shields to burn for them. This is also the only place in the depths I found these construct enemies, which is really useful since they drop items you can drop into the dispensers.
Type. Snappy, don't you know? If you... I broke the video. Hang on. Don't you know if you kill constructs, you can farm them? No. No, you can't.
Example for a light root. Spoiler alert.
Here it is. Sorry, I was just trying to do a bit, and I fucked it up because I'm stupid and hot and sexy, and my boobs were just so big that they got all over the keyboard. It was a whole thing. I just sent the video to the Shadow Realm. Anyway, as I was saying, got a lot of comments saying, those constructs come back every 10 minutes. You're such an idiot. I hate you. Want to make out a bit? Oh my God, where's this going? You know, that kind of thing. Normal YouTube comment section. No, they don't come back because I haven't touched the surface. And constructs are on a respawn timer dependent on having the surface map for some reason. I observed while playing this that the constructs weren't coming back. I didn't know why, but I knew they weren't. I didn't know this until Depthsless Depths. So, yeah. Took a while.
I'm not gonna beat it. The quest starts on the surface, and I've never been there in my entire life. This place isn't totally useless to us, though. It actually has one of the only 2 device dispensers in the entire depths. Here we're able to get rockets, wings, and steering sticks on demand, and yeah, they're gonna be a big deal. Now that we have these tools, techniques like Pocket Rocket won't be restricted to areas where you just happen to find rockets flying around. Though we still do need shields to burn for them. This is also the only place in the depths I found these construct enemies, which is really useful since they drop items you can drop into the dispensers. I bought the Dark Link pants from another bargaining statue, and oh yeah, I'm looking good. I feel ready to take on the next big hurdle of this challenge.
Yeah, I think it's probably so constructs don't come back while you're on Great Sky Island. So yeah, that's probably it. Skyward Sword, Skyward Sword.
Now that I have steering sticks, I can wriggle my way into these underground mazes. If you stick 2 devices together with Ultra Hand, it becomes a blueprint you can summon anytime with auto build. This is how I get my hover bike whenever I need it. But there's also a powerful exploit called auto build cancel that I haven't gotten to use until now.
Yeah, guys, transdimensional doesn't have a frickin' hyphen like that. That was a trans joke. Nobody knew I was trans in this first video. I never referred to myself in third person. It wasn't until All Dungeons No Surface when I first referred to myself as she. I was really happy with like kind of just how few people were generally unpleasant about it, and they were simple enough to ban. Could not believe there would be so many cool people who, to put it frankly, don't care. And that's what I want. I don't want you to care about that.
I stuck the stick.
It does make me a better kisser, though. There is one sport trans women should be banned from, and it's competitive kissing. We would just dominate it.
Together and save the build. After disposing of the real sticks, I summoned the blueprint. Until you press A to create the build, the object hovers in front of Link in a transparent state. So far, all of this is intended behavior. If I open the auto build menu while the sticks are hovering in front of me, I can exploit the menu by closing it at the same time I attempt to summon the build again. This cancels the entire process and gives me full control of Link's movement. If done correctly, the object will stay loaded and hover a set distance in front of Link. Since this is a steering stick, I can actually grab onto it with the A button. The stick is supposed to stay a certain distance away from Link at all times, and if you approach it under normal circumstances, it'll move away from you. If Link's holding onto the stick, however, it can never reach the set distance required and will always try to float away from him. If you do this up against a wall, you can actually just go right through it. That might have been a lot to unpack, but I can put it very simply for you. This beats the absolute shit out of walking.
I was really proud of how that auto build cancel explanation came together. To folks who didn't understand how auto build cancel worked, did that help at all? Well, while making this video, I actually didn't have, like, any friends in the TOTK speedrunning community. I didn't know Cloud or, like, Katie May or anyone. And I wasn't part of the TOTK data server. So I really kind of just, anytime I needed to know how anything worked, I was just going to zeldaspeedrun.com and just praying. I had to teach myself all of these tricks. I didn't discover them, obviously, but I did have to teach myself how to do them. Nowadays, anytime I write up an explanation like that, I typically send a screenshot of the script to the Tears of the Kingdom reverse engineer and researcher server and just be like, hey, is there anything outright wrong in this script? Because, big surprise, I don't like intentionally spreading misinformation online. My comment section, on the other hand, is not to be trusted with any fact about this game. Dragon parts!
Just try to walk through that wall. This trick is called ghost stick clipping, and while I was able to find a few tutorials for it online, I couldn't really find many setups for the clips I personally need to do in this challenge. I'm sure I could get help from a Discord or something, but I actually had a lot of fun finding my own ways into these forbidden places. After about 15 minutes of trial and error, I finally clipped into the first maze. Learning the finer details of this stick was definitely what took me so long. There's just an art to it that I can't really describe, but now I am beyond matter, and nothing can contain me. Especially not this dinky robot. The second maze required 2 clips, but that's all the more time to practice. If I extrapolate, I'm going to guess the third maze will require 3 clips. Oh no. I can't get over there.
Original Simply Snaps art. I drew that. Would you believe it? Would you believe I drew that? The resemblance is uncanny. Whoa! Reggie Berry, Simply Snaps. Who's to say who the better artist is? You know, who's to say?
Guess the cat's out of the bag. You've probably been thinking since the start of this video, but there are certain parts of the depths that aren't contiguous with the rest of the underworld.
Oh, another part of the Dark Depths video where I really think my production value leveled up. I was no longer content just showing frickin' pictures of the map. So I had to download the source image of the Depths map, which is like 80,000 by 80,000 pixels and is like 300 megabytes. And you cannot drop the entire thing into an Adobe product or it will crash. So in Dark Depths, I made those map shots. What do you guys think of them? That was a real 3D camera moving around in After Effects with a bunch of visual effects and motion blur, and I put the shrine icons where they belonged. I really liked it. Dark Depths, I was like, I want a smaller project, like an hour-long video, but I want to spend the same amount of time on it because I want to get better, you know? So I spent the same amount of time on it, but it was only half as long as Depthsless Depths, and I think it really came through. I was really proud of how that video looked.
Much like with the 3 mazes, you can't access these areas from the depths itself. You actually need to descend through a chasm in the overworld, which is a crime. So if I want to get to these lightroots and complete the challenge, I'm going to need to find a way into these non-contiguous areas. What's my plan? Well, I'll think of something. This is just 15 minutes of Link standing completely still. My notes say bathroom break, like with quotations and a winky face. Why did I write this? Was I worried I'd be like confused? Well, now I am. Check.
All right, I have to address it. I have to address Jorkengate, Goonergate. I have to address it. A lot of people have commented, mostly misgendering me. Can't imagine why. I've had to delete like over a dozen comments with that time code being like, bro was straight up jorking it. Goonergate. So I feel like I have to come clean. This shot, bathroom break, winky face. That was a joke. I've straight up, just in my notes, put bathroom break, because anytime there's a long amount of footage, like this time it was like 15 minutes worth of footage, I actually got up and showered and fed my dogs and used the bathroom. And I just thought it would be funny to put bathroom break, which I was actually doing, but put it in quotation marks with a winky. And then, like, when I was writing the script, I was like, this is so funny. I have to mention this. So, like, no, guys, I didn't, like, take a jerk-off break in the middle of gameplay and then not remember it and expose myself by including it in the script. A lot of people implied that, though. A lot of people are like, bro straight up jerked it and forgot and outed himself. First of all, I'm not your bro. I'm not your sis. And I do jork it regularly. Not while I'm recording Tears of the Kingdom challenges, though.
Break. Like, with quotations and a winky face? Why did I write this? Was I worried I'd be, like, confused? Well, now I am.
So yeah, the only lie here is me implying I don't remember why I wrote it and pretending I was confused. I was joking, but I did have that in my notes.
Check out this flawless 10. Not sure if I was panicking or showing off, but either way, I'm impressed. This is also where I discovered the magic of the puff shroom. I was getting swarmed and just wanted some crowd control, so I threw one down. It basically just ends the fight immediately for every monster in its range. Look, they aren't even fighting back. The shit is ridiculous. I still don't have a good answer for these fire areas. I'm just gonna head southeast and get every light root at a reasonable temperature first. After some spelunking, I managed to find the sea breeze shield, and this is huge. Shields are a limited resource in the depths since there aren't blood moons, but this is a legendary item. That means I can buy replacements from the bargaining statues. It's a terrible conversion rate, but it's a whole lot better than nothing. Now I finally have access to a renewable shield with decent durability.
There is a good TOTK speedrunning Discord. It is the TOTK speedrunning Discord. Cloud, can you get the invite link?
Opening up the possibility to do Pocket Rocket much more often. Finish the Skyward Sword outfit. God, I love that game. I think the Forest Coliseum is probably my favorite. The fact that you follow a trail of 26 bananas to the arena just to have the Yiga sick of Hinox on you is like insanely funny.
That is true. It is my favorite, like one of my favorite depths moments. Just friggin' getting led through the dark by 26 bananas. Like, they're thinking, we need to trick him. What would be something nobody could resist? I know. We'll get 26 bananas. It worked, though. This was the moment. Straight up. I'm holding 26 nanners. God, I love this art. Who thinks, like, Caligulin leveled up for this piece? This is so good. They are so good at, like, drawing the sharp, angular look of the TOTK outfits. Amazing. Yiga are such himbos. I love it. Hope that word's not banned on Twitch.
Also, you're rewarded with this adorable Korok mask. Okay, so this is the first time things get a little weird. You see, defeating Phantom Ganon inside the Great Deku Tree is technically a depths quest, but I don't actually have any way into the room. It's in the depths, but my basic bitch clipping skills just aren't quite there yet. I can clip into the out of bounds area surrounding the arena. And for some reason, my arrows go right through the floor, so I was actually able to defeat Phantom Ganon without even entering his arena. What's really funny is the subsequent cutscene teleports you to a certain spot in the arena, so I can actually grab the Gloom Sword Phantom Ganon dropped. Take a nice long look, kids. We're not going up there. We're going back to hell. Oh, sweet. This outer area doesn't even have a light route. That means I don't have to... God damn it, there's a legendary outfit out there. I suppose I can't avoid it forever. I very carefully clipped out of bounds and rode the ghost stick all the way to the outer area. After grabbing onto the back side of the wall, I tried and failed to clip inside. The collision here is like really weird, and I'm not very good with ghost stick yet. Eventually, I slipped down into the inside of a stalactite. This is relatively flat ground, and there's actually nothing stopping the stick from appearing right in front of me now. And I finally managed to clip back in bounds and landed the most stressful fall damage cancel of my life. Oh, hey, look, a ruby.
Or you could have just grabbed the
surprise
wall.
tool.
That's one of the things when I was rewatching it, I was just like, or you could have re-grabbed the wall. You could just grab the wall right there.
Back in bounds and
You have
landed
so
the
much time to grab the wall, girl.
most stressful fall damage
Just grab the wall.
cancel of my life.
Whew. well, you know.
Oh, hey, look, a ruby. That's a surprise tool that'll help us later.
Vine boom sound effect.
Do you think she knew when editing the video to include that clip?
Oh God, oh shit, please, no, please, no, please, God, sweet Jesus, please, just let me grab it, yes!
I love that. The hand is literally lunging for me. Why didn't I include music, though? I was not, like, a very good audio engineer when I made this video. I am a firm believer of anything in a video that's done well, you don't notice and probably don't find impressive. A skill I really worked on in All Dungeons No Surface, Depthsless Depths, and Dark Depths is, like, the audio side of it. Right there, like, you should have barely been able to hear me over the sound of the Gloom Hands music. But I wasn't thinking about it. The first thing in any of these challenge videos that took me, like, over an hour to just edit the audio was the Minoru fight, the seized construct fight in All Dungeons No Surface. Because I kept turning the gameplay audio up every time I got blown up, and, like, mixing in the OST version of the seized construct music and switching between them, and I think that was really a formative moment for my editing skills. A little bit of Simply Snap's lore, if you don't know. I come from the industry. I worked for 5 years creating commercials that aired on television. I've worked for multiple radio stations. I've worked for a TV station. I've worked the camera on a news set. But I was always video. So audio was kind of a big thing that I didn't really have a professional grasp of coming into it, because I used to have coworkers that would just do that part. I was worried about the 3-point lighting. I was worried about, the f-stop and the ISO. I was worried about all that. I knew how to put a lavalier mic on someone. I knew how to work a task cam. But, like, I wasn't an audio engineer, is to say. Now, I have a freaking mixer on my desk. I have an XLR cable plugged into it. I'm using, like, a big boy, what is this called? Interface. Yeah, I have an interface on my desk, an XLR mic. Like, I'm a big kid now with audio. Fun fact, I actually replaced my entire audio setup in the middle of producing this video. And I had to redo the voiceover for chapters 1 through 4 with the new setup, and it was really hard. What interface? I am using the Focusrite Scarlett Mark III interface, and I'm just using the mic that came with it. I probably got to upgrade that. And it's all being filtered through the interface and OBS. I've put a couple of compressors on it. I'm still not super good, to be perfectly honest. I know this stream itself could sound better, but I'm doing my best.
Now I've got the full Wind Waker set. Look at him. He's just a boy. Got a little on fire for this light root, but that's fine because it was just a little. Not sure how I'm gonna push further, but that's future me's problem. I still have like 10 more light roots that aren't on fire, like this one. Undershot it a little, but that's fine. Wait. What? What's going on? Who the fuck's chasm is this? Thank God I discovered the magic of puff shrooms. I managed to sneak strike literally every single one of these bozos without any issue. Oh, hey, look, there's pants down here. Perfect timing, because I'm pretty sure I just shit mine.
That's right, you sniveling little piss babies. We're at Light Route 100. Only 20 to go.
I'm really sorry that sniveling little piss babies is one of my recurring lines. I've gotten 2 different comments just from people using frown emojis. Like, please don't call me a sniveling little piss baby. It's like, I'm sorry. You're my sniveling little piss baby. Who's a good sniveling little piss baby? Don't like it, don't watch.
With every corner of the map done but one, I don't think I can avoid it any longer, though.
Oh, who noticed the reverse rhyme of the reverse rhyme in Dark Depths? I go like, oh hey, Light Route 100. Cool. Did that hit with people? Because like in this one and Depthless Depths, I was like, that's right, you sniveling little piss babies. We're at Light Route 100. And in Dark Depths, I was just like, oh, hey.
I finally got to address the elephant in the room. This little bit down. Oh, it's gonna be a tricky one, too. Just look at that distance I have to travel out of bounds. I'm gonna grab some rockets from the construct factory just in case, and another shield from the bargaining statue. I went to the closest possible point on the map and attempted the clip. Getting out of bounds wasn't the issue, but something terrible started to happen. My clipping device has an upward curve and,
Sunlight!
As soon as the overworld started loading, I abandoned ship. This won't do. I need to come up with some other way.
Actually, Snappy, you wouldn't have triggered the Hyrule Kingdom text because you weren't on, anything with a fan, and you were actually only like 5 coordinate values away from crossing the threshold, and you might have noticed. It's fine. You can do another video.
After clipping out of bounds the second time, I did a sick backwards jump slash combo and landed out of bounds, but on solid ground. Now I can make a hover bike and fly across. Man, video games are just fake when you think about it. I made it to the wall and did a blind descent until I eventually ended up in another stalactite by absolute chance. Once again, I was able to make my ghost stick and clip through the wall, performing a fall damage cancel that was somehow even more stressful than last time. I'm in. I headed to the Lone Island Combat Arena and, listen, I'm not normally like this, but maybe we should patch puff shrooms? Not like it would affect me or anything. I'm playing on 1.0. The only thing protecting me from poor balance is self-control, which I have very little of. Found another bargaining statue and finished the Dark Link outfit. Mom might not understand, but she doesn't have to.
Mom do understand. I just want to let you guys know. I'm loved. Mom do understand.
Unfortunately, this is actually the last bargaining statue I can interact with down here. The Plateau Mine statue requires grabbing its 4 eyeballs from the surface. I toyed with the idea of maybe clipping out of bounds, flying up to the plateau, and somehow grabbing the eyes with Ultra Hand without touching the surface. But going that high...
Huh, did you think about doing that, Snapperella? Did you think of that? Huh. You know, that does sound interesting and difficult. You mean flying up there and grabbing the 4 eyes somehow without touching the surface?
Would load Hyrule Kingdom, which would automatically fail the challenge anyway. This puts the final piece of the Depths armor as the only thing so far that's technically in the Depths, but totally unobtainable within the rules of the challenge. What a shame, too. My solution sounded so fun and easy.
It was fun, and it was easy. I didn't trigger the surface text a single time while trying. What a silly thing. I do want to make a little PSA. When I posted that screenshot for All Shrines No Surface yesterday, I got like dozens of comments talking about my mental health, my therapist, do you need me to call the 911 for you? Reaching levels of insanity never thought possible. This woman is insane. Who hurt you? Bunch of things. I do just want to say, I enjoy doing these things, and I have fun. It's fine if it's like a running joke. You don't get to pick your running jokes. I don't love the like, you're crazy, is this a cry for help? You're a masochist, you must hate yourself. It doesn't hurt me or offend me. I don't get it. Cuz I think I make it clear that I'm having a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun. Why would I still be doing it if I didn't have fun? I do it for the pussy. What? You see how stupid that sounds? I avoid the surface for the pussy. No, I do it because it's fun. Some people do take it a little far. They make, I don't know, like, it's weird. It's a little weird the way some of these people talk to me. I'm not calling out any specific person, and if you have made a comment that you feel might have been part of this bunch, please don't internalize it. Don't lie face down on the carpet thinking you've ruined Mama Snaps' life. I'm fine. But I do think it's like, I like doing this. And here's what I want. I hope to show these people that I'm not a masochist and I am having fun. I want a reputation for being insane like a skydiver is insane. Where the only way I can feel anything is to do All Shrines No Surface. Not a masochism thing. More like she just did a triple backflip off of a freaking airplane, snapped the bad guy's neck, and saved the day. And it was awesome, kind of thing. You know? So maybe start cultivating a different sense where I'm nuts, not sad. Does that make sense? I don't know. That's my job, not your job. I'll figure it out. But you know how Breath of the Wild Link like jumps into rivers shirtless and grabs fish with his bare hands and then cooks them and then jumps off of a cliff and fires 3 arrows in midair? Like that's me. I'm crazy. You're close with the insane thing. I'm crazy. Anyway, that not really part of the Depths video, but I have noticed those comments more and more, and just like, I'm fine, guys. I'm not actually torturing myself.
Now I've arrived at the northeast corner of the map, and the last maze is just out of bounds. I run into the same problem with my ghost stick endlessly ascending, but I don't see anywhere to make a hover bike this time. No worries though. I stored a pocket rocket and ditched the ghost stick about halfway. Then I pocket rocketed the rest of the distance. I found my way into another stalactite and clipped inside. I had a hell of a time finding my way into the maze this time. It's a concrete box. I actually had to clip 2 more times just to get into the combat area. So I guess this maze did require 3 clips. After making that boss my girlfriend, I finished the Phantom Ganon outfit. It's kind of fitting that I needed the ability to float through walls to get this one. There we go. We also just finished off the Hero's Clothes set.
I've had a she can't keep getting away with it vibe this whole time. That is definitely another way to look at what I do. She can't keep getting away with it. She can't keep getting away with it. It's the surface text. Like, The whole Breaking Bad moment is Jesse screams that, and then Hank, like, holding a gun is like, I know, he's not going to. I need a version where it's the surface screaming she can't keep getting away with it, and then it's the depths text lowering its gun like, I know, she's not going to. we gotta work together. She can't keep getting away with it!
We're so close. I didn't plan on smiting this Lionel, but he looked at me funny, so you know I had to do it to him. Another arena, another reason to ban puff shrooms.
Double kill.
I'm going to try to reach this non-contiguous area under Lake Hylia, which means I'll need another pocket rocket and a ghost clip. The game didn't seem to like that. Let's try again.
Cloud! Cloud! My game crashed! Cloud! I spilled my juice! Man, to think back then, I used to just troubleshoot things. Now I just DM Cloud. Cloud! My game crashed!
I used Pocket Rocket to clear the distance and spent 5 solid minutes finding my way in. This time, at least, I won't need a stressful fall damage cancel. I can just gently Pocket Rocket my way down and... I disagree with what just happened, but it turns out I don't actually get a vote. Like with war.
Oh! That's a line. That was definitely... Excuse me. I'm recovering from a bit of a cold. I wanted to do a randomizer after this, but I don't think my little voice can take it. Anyway, that joke is definitely... The Simply Snaps brand wasn't solidified yet. Now I kind of want to be like a bastion of positivity that is like an oasis from bad things in the world. I don't know if I would have made that joke today. It is a really funny joke, though. I don't agree with what just happened, but it turns out I don't get a vote, like with war. Whew.
I was 3% more careful this time and made it through without issue. Time to tackle the next non-contiguous area. It feels a little less impressive every time I do it, but I know I'm still special. I also clipped into this weird light route right in the middle of the map. There's all this glowing stuff, I don't know. Definitely didn't have the closest call of my life. Oh my god! All right, guys. There's obviously one part of the map left, and I've been avoiding it long enough.
That's right, baby nips. It's the light route at the end of the Master Kohga quest.
Why baby nips?
All right, guys. There's obviously one part
I
of
love this. This is one of my favorite parts of the video. And I said I wasn't an audio engineer.
the map left, and I've been avoiding it long enough.
That's right, baby nips. It's the light route at the end of the Master Kohga quest.
There's gonna be a part right here. Ow! This is pretty tame as far as montages go. Here we go! Fun fact, that twinkle happened at exactly 30 minutes on the dot in the original video that still has the intro. And like, this is the halfway point of the video, because the video is an hour long, right?
Man, really hoped that would take more time. There's gotta be something else to do, right? Done all the arenas, found basically every piece of legendary gear. I could call my mom, I guess. It's been 3 long weeks now.
Call your mother.
Fine. You probably didn't notice because I've been so good at hiding it, but I've been avoiding the northeast part of the map for a reason.
It's an area entirely comprised of fire and lava, and you burn within 5 seconds of entering. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I seriously don't know what to do. I kept thinking I'd know what to do. I just kept working on the video, hoping eventually, I don't know, maybe I'd figure it out, but I didn't, and I haven't, and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to fucking do!
That right there, I'm going to have to fight. The owner of that song is so trigger happy. I'm going to have to, like, show my license for that little song right there. Worth it, though. Anyway, have I called my mom? Yes, I actually spent an hour on the phone with my mother this afternoon, just catching up on her lunch break. So, yeah. It's been 3 long weeks now. Go and give your mother a call.
Okay, let's just take a deep breath and look over our options. We can just lay the problem out and speak about them in neutral terms. There are 10 light roots remaining, and I need to activate them all to complete the challenge. What's preventing me from doing this?
Fire! I'm on fucking fire! Jesus shit!
It's a little hot. Link ignites after standing in the heat for 5 seconds. After that, he loses a heart every second until he dies. That means under the best conditions, I have about 9 seconds in extreme heat before dying. So what can I do to beat the heat? The best solution is...
Oh, chew jelly. Chew jelly. Chew jelly. Stop yelling at your screen. I can't hear you. Try yelling in the direction of your mom's bedroom. That'll help more.
Obviously, to wear fireproof armor or drink a fireproof elixir. This totally negates the heat and lets you walk around like normal. Unfortunately, this isn't an option. The fireproof armor can only be purchased in Goron Village, and while I do have a cooking pot, I don't have any fireproof lizards or smothering butterflies to make an elixir. The only critters down here grant the useless glow effect. So circumventing the heat full stop isn't an option. What else do we have to work with? Well, there's not technically a timer counting down to my death, it's only my health bar. If I could keep my hearts from reaching 0, I could theoretically burn for hours. Is there an invincibility glitch in this game? Yes, actually, but it requires 16 shock emitters, and those are inaccessible in the depths. Okay, but this still feels like a promising lead. If I can't make myself invincible, what if I just kept eating?
Everyone in the comment section is a goddamn comedian.
Terminal montage animation? That would technically work, but there just isn't enough food down here. Without blood moons to respawn the Yiga Boys and Flame Archer Bokoblins, food is a limited resource. Even if I spent 10 hours gathering every single piece of food in the depths, there's no guarantee that would even work. Each banana would only essentially buy me an extra second of life. That's just not a good enough conversion rate to be a viable strategy. Okay. If I can't do anything about my health, what about the heat itself? Maybe there's a way to unload the area's temperature value. Nope. Okay, what if I'm willing to bend the rules a little? Maybe there's an amiibo that can give me fireproof lizards or something. I found a table of every amiibo drop in the game, and it's definitely possible to get items to endure intense cold, moderate heat, electricity, ice, and even fucking glowing in the dark. But of the 29 unique amiibo loot tables, none of them drop fireproof lizards. That's fine. I was even willing to compromise the rules of the challenge, but it's fine. I'll figure something else out. There's 3 elemental dragons that fly through the depths.
You really want me to eat her?
Is that anything? Maybe Dinral's parts can be made into fireproof elixirs? No, they cannot. Okay. Well, maybe I can... Or maybe I... It's possible that I could just... Come on, think. It can't end like this. Oh, it's so hot. It's so hot down here. Oh, God. I'm so hot. It's killing me. So hot. So dark. No light. No way to beat the heat. I can't make any progress. Every time I die, I'm just sent back to the last place I saved. How am I supposed to... Wait. the last place I saved. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Do you guys really want another solution? Really? What's wrong with what just happened? There's no better way for this video to go than that, and you know it. So sit back down, watch, consume.
So, it turns out there's a pretty simple solution after all. In past Zelda games, dying would send you back to the start of an area. This wouldn't work too well in games like Tears of the Kingdom, which doesn't even have a loading zone aside from the shrines. Whenever you die in this game, you're sent back to the last piece of stable ground you saved on and given 3 hearts. This also resets the 5-second countdown to Link igniting. By abusing these intended mechanics to the utmost degree, you can actually survive indefinitely in extreme heat. Well, survive isn't the best word. You can die indefinitely in extreme heat. But every time you die, you keep your progress. This means we can spawn with 3 hearts, run for 5 seconds, save, burn to death, and respawn exactly where we died while locking in the 5 seconds of movement. I cannot believe this is possible. I genuinely spent weeks researching workarounds for the heat in this game and couldn't find anything. As far as I'm aware, nobody has documented this exploit in any public forum. I'm not saying I'm the first person in the world to ever think of this, but I did think of it all on my own.
Alright, that's something I have to address. I said nobody has documented this on a public forum that I could find. A lot of contrarians commented, basically like, I did that on Great Plateau in 2017. I did that to get to the Stasis Shrine. I did that on GSI. Okay. I spent hours looking for a solution to the heat. A way, excuse me, a way to essentially exploit the heat and not get killed by it and be able to move around. Right? So, I couldn't find anything. I did not say, I discovered this, I am the smartest person in the world, I should actually be president, I think. I said, I figured this out all on my own because I couldn't find it anywhere. But contrarian's gonna contrarian.
Well, alright then, that's 1 light route down, only 9 to go. And all I gotta do is walk to the rest of them while dying every 5 seconds, spend 30 seconds respawning, and then dying again 5 seconds later. Hey, wait a minute, this is gonna suck. And it did. You're only seeing the deaths, but every single one of these had a 30-second loading screen between them. With that said, you might be curious how long this area took, and I'll happily tell you it was 3 hours, 15 minutes, and 59 seconds.
Oh, someone just used the word safe scum. Sorry, someone just used the word safe scum. I'm standing up. I am pacing around my room right now. You just went and did it. Taking off my hoodie. Oh, someone just went and did it. Okay. This is not safe scumming. Allow me to explain save scumming. Save scumming is a method of gathering information in a game and then taking that information with you back to a save file. Okay? Save scumming is not running forward, saving, dying, and then reloading that death checkpoint. I'm not reloading my save. That's a thing that I think a lot of people aren't understanding. I'm not reloading a save point. I'm saving and then dying and respawning to get my health back. This is not save scumming. Save scumming is like in a randomizer where you only have 1 key in a dungeon and you need to see what's in a room. So you use your key, you find that it's jack shit in that room, so then you reset without saving. You just use the game's save mechanic as intended to abuse the logic and get to learn what is in a room without expending the resource. That's save scumming. Dying to get your health back is not save scumming. It's not! By the way, whoever said save scumming to spark this rant, I'm not mad at you. You're a good kid. I'm not mad at you. I am mad at the dozens of dickholes who commented things along the lines of, they always misgender me. They always do. The mean comments never get published because my moderation filter grabs them for misgendering already. But they're always like, bro thinks he invented save scumming. Nobody's ever documented this before. It's just save scumming. Did you really think you're the first person to invent save scumming? This is not save scumming! It's not! I'm sorry. You're gonna make me Google save scumming. Save scumming definition. Save scumming in video games is a term used to describe the act of saving a game frequently and reloading it if something has not gone your way. It is an information gathering tool used to explore areas without committing to using resources or to undo undesirable dialogue options in RPGs. Someone's knocking. Someone's at the door. Uh-oh. Undo undesirable health loss. Well done, Smorty. Smorty, I gotta leave a chat, Smorty. I gotta go to Simply Snaps' chat. G-Rick, make sure you make sense, though, because that doesn't make sense. It's not undoing health loss. I'm making forward progress. Save scumming is about going backwards, reverting, undoing something. I am constantly moving forward. You can't save scum your way into getting 10 lightroots. That's not what save scumming is. You're a good kid, Smorty. You just frustrate me. All right. Whew. All right, has my viewership plummeted? It went up! Talk about rewarding bad behavior.
You might not believe that I subjected myself to something this tedious for 3 hours, but I've actually uploaded the entire area as an unlisted video so you can verify it for yourself. The link's in the description. Sorry if it's a little crispy. I seem to enjoy frying links. Just in case you think this is an easy fix, I should mention there are quite a few limitations that made this pretty difficult. First of all, your location data is only saved if you're firmly planted on safe, solid ground. If Link is in any kind of action state like jumping, climbing, flying, or anything like that, you'll respawn at his last safely grounded coordinates. This means any light route that requires climbing will need a creative workaround. For example, this light route required me to climb over a couple boulders. I barely managed to get over them in 8 seconds, and it took me like 10 tries. I guess at the end of the day, nothing really beats walking. It's my only option now. You see that right there? That distance took me 20 minutes. I wish I had more to show you, but the actual execution of this is far less interesting than the fact that it's possible at all.
Oh. My baby throat. My little baby throat. It hurts. But yeah. Sorry about that little rant. You're all good kids. I love you all. You just frustrate me sometimes. But yeah, no, also shout outs to Ash and Zed, 2 of my mods who were on a voice call with me a little over a year ago while I was doing this. I forget what we were talking about, but I remember they talked me into ordering DoorDash for dinner because of how long this was taking. So, big ups to them.
I did discover a few silly quirks of the game though. Like if you jump at the same time Link burns to death, his gravity gets all funky. Got a wicked shield surf right here. Crossed the distance of like 3 saves at once. It really made me feel alive. And then I died. That right there is Lightroot 115. Only 5 more, then we're done with this nightmare. No idea how I'm gonna get to that one. Walking's all I have left, and I don't think I can walk up there in 8 seconds. Well, there's 4 more before I even have to worry about that, so let's move on. Here's another one that definitely requires you to beat walking. I'll need to pull out an old trick to get this one. I saved in an optimal position and then died to restore my hearts. The moment I respawned, I built a hover bike and flew across. This was definitely a mistake, but for some reason I doubled down and ate most of my food to damage tank the rest of the way there. I have no idea why I did that, but now I'm almost out of food again. Walked my way to the next one with no issue and grabbed the last piece of the Wild Link set. We're almost there. Had to build myself a contraption to cross this distance in 8 seconds. Look at that. Can't believe that worked. I temporarily left the heat and slayed the skeleton Hinox to grab the last legendary weapon, the Bigoron sword.
I don't say Bigoron weird. That's how it's spelled.
After another 20 minutes in the oven, or until Link was cooked to a delicious golden brown, I arrived at the 119th Lightroot. This is the last one at walking level, which means it's time to figure out how to get that one up there. I tried using the contraption from earlier, but that doesn't get me anywhere near the height I need. If you save on the contraption, you're just sent back to solid ground, so that's not an option. That means I'll need to find a way to get to one of the highest points in the depths in less than 8 seconds. I scouted the area, but it's well into the heat bubble. There's no cool point to start from. In fact, the closest point of safety seems to be the Lightroot I just obtained. I can warp to it any time and start from there. With no other options, I returned to the cooking pod and cooked the last of my food into a few meals. I'm going to need to damage tank my way to the last Lightroot. Since I ate so much earlier, I only have 5 dishes to my name. It's gotta be enough. I warped to the Lightroot with a pocket rocket stored and took off immediately. I used a large zonite charge and then ate my first meal. After flapping a few more times, I ate the second. I have to be extremely careful not to die of fall damage here, so I ate my third meal and then went for a fall damage cancel.
Big iron, Bigoron on his hip. Bigoron, Bigoron.
You still burn at a normal rate in bullet time, which means I was so injured I needed to eat meal number 4 right after landing. And...
Yes! 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 I did it! I fucking did it! All 120 Lightroots! All of them!
even all of the ones in the fire area, I did it! God, yes! I honestly didn't know how I was gonna do this when I started the challenge. I just hoped and kept playing, and eventually I figured it out, and I did it! Oh, God, I can't believe things went that smoothly. Oh, now all I have to do is edit the video, and then I can have this bad boy up by Christmas! Wait, there's a Scorching Coliseum? This is what we in the business call a certified fucking disaster. I'm facing a combat arena with multiple waves of enemies, and I can only stay alive for 8 seconds. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do here, but I did play around with a few ideas. Maybe if I went and farmed every Yiga outpost in the depths, I could have enough bananas to tank the fire damage? Maybe I could find a way to despawn the enemies with overloading glitches. That might work, right? To show you how truly desperate I was while theory crafting for this segment, I even went and purchased a Guardian amiibo just in case I needed the ancient blades it drops.
And that's why the All Dungeons No Surface save, and now the All Shrines No Surface save, has the Sheikah paraglider cloth, because there's no way to get rid of it. I threw away the ancient blades, but there is that tiny amiibo ick on that save file. I didn't use amiibo though. I got rid of it.
These can kill enemies in one hit, so maybe that would help. But even with that, I still don't think I can kill 4 waves of enemies in 8 seconds. But I already had my freak out. I've gotten too far to roll over and compromise the rules of this challenge with amiibo or item duplication. Maybe I'm just going about this all wrong. Maybe all I need to do is what I've been doing. 8 seconds isn't much, but I can still save my position data in the arena.
Did I actually buy a Guardian amiibo? I definitely bought something that told my Joy-Con it was a Guardian amiibo.
Put myself in just the right spot, I should be able to kill the first wave of enemies and see what I'm dealing with. Yeah, this isn't possible. With my measly 8 seconds, I barely managed to defeat the first wave of moblins. At least I saved my position. Maybe I can do more if I start closer? Holy shit, they're still dead. So it turns out the game gives you a checkpoint on each wave, which is probably the single most forgiving thing that's happened to me in this video. I'm not joking when I say without this strange mechanic, this arena might actually be impossible unless I severely broke a few rules of the challenge. Using this unexpected grace, I managed to clear the next 2 waves without issue. The last wave is going to be a big problem though. Wave 3 was a single white moblin that took me the whole 8 seconds to kill, so I'm not sure how I'm supposed to defeat another one and 3 other moblins at the same time. It's just not possible, not without an ace in the hole. I'd basically need to delete the 3 black moblins the moment the wave began and focus all of my attention on the white one. But the only thing that could do that would be a ruby. I got a single random ruby drop about 10 hours ago.
You like
in the
how well
challenge.
that
can easily obliterate
timed?
the weaker moblins and take a hefty chunk of the white moblins'
Crazy
health to
timing.
boot. With extremely precise execution, half a dozen failed attempts, and eating the last piece of food in my inventory to tank 2 seconds of fire damage, I managed to clear the final wave and open the chest containing the last piece of legendary armor in the challenge, Xant's helmet. Well, okay, it's not the last piece of armor I got. I totally forgot to kill the King Gleeok and finish Twilight Princess Link's outfit. But now I've done that, and you won't ruin this for me. I've gotten every piece of armor, except for finishing the depth suit, but I already explained why I can't do that. And I refuse to let you ruin this for me. And I guess I did technically use this amiibo, even if I didn't end up needing it. But I'm throwing the Ancient Blades away, and you are not about to ruin this for me. I did it. I'm done. It's over.
All right, guys, so that was the Depths video. I guess I'll see you in like 3 months for an all dungeons, no surface commentary. And yeah, well, maybe we should watch the credits. Oh no.
Certified Tears of the Kingdom experts might know that there's one point of interest in the depths that I haven't mentioned thus far. The game ends down here. I had this in the back of my mind the whole time, but I honestly didn't think I'd make it this far. Would it really be satisfying to wrap things up with a ruby blast and a couple of sneak strikes? Maybe, but I'm a gamer, and there's one more challenge down here that's calling my name. Before I tackle the finale, I spent 2 hours scouring the depths for any power-ups I had left. I hunted the Lionel population to extinction and stole their bows. I also hit every Yiga outpost I could find to replenish my banana reserves. That's not all though. I found a knight's broadsword with attack up and desperate strength. After fusing a Lionel horn to it, this is a one-handed weapon that does 152 damage.
Yeah, Cloud, try zuggling that. Huh? I don't need zuggling.
Yeah, that'll do. No, Park Ranger, I don't know what happened to the Lino that lives around here. Maybe he migrated for the winter. I also hit up a few bargaining statues for Seabree shields. Can't take those post souls with me to the next challenge. Gotta spend them now.
Hank! Hank! Hank, don't spend those posts! What I don't show, is that I also spent like 300 just on bomb flowers. Because I really thought it was over. I didn't think I'd still be playing on this save file a year from now. I did it yesterday. I'm going to do it later today. Save those postals!
Thankfully, Hyrule has a Second Amendment, otherwise the Royal Guard would raid me for this stack of bows. Okay, after 2 hours of stockpiling, this is what I'm taking to the end. Got right to Ganon's front porch before I realized I didn't cook anything. That's embarrassing. Getting to the big guy wasn't really a problem. He has a Lionel in his yard, but if you think I'm gonna have trouble with a Lionel, you can just unsubscribe right now. This ice area was almost intimidating until I remembered Xant's helmet makes you invulnerable to ice, so it's essential that I...
Oh, hey, it's
choo-choo jellers. I should have used them some bitches up north for them fire areas. Oh well.
Kill these chew jellies. I don't have another source of water damage without them. Zelda's hand has touched this torch.
I forgot about that one. Oh, I haven't called back to that one either, have I? Did I do that again in all Dungeons No Surface? I think I did. Zelda's hand has touched this torch. I don't know. You guys ever smelled girl hand? You know? I'm gonna keep going.
Here we are, kids. This is where it's all going down. Before I get to Ganon, I need to take out his army. This includes 4 waves of enemies and 6 boss battles. Unlike the Scorching Colosseum, there are no checkpoints this time around. That means I have to take on an army of Bokoblins, Lizalfos, Gibdo, and Moblins, followed immediately by Kolgira, Marbled Goma, Muktarok, Queen Gibdo, Seized Construct, and Phantom Ganon in a row without dying a single time.
Girl, speedrunners do it every time. This was really hard, though. This is the single thing that took me the most time. I'd be interested. Any TOTK speedrunners in the chat, how long did it take you to be able to do Army? Like, without the paraglider, etc. Because, God, it took me like 5 hours.
Getting hit by any of these enemies typically results in an instant death, and I have to save my food for specific parts of the gauntlet. This might be the part of the challenge I underestimated the most. I might have catastrophized the Scorching Colosseum a bit, but I definitely didn't fear this gauntlet enough.
No, I guess I mean like glitchless speedrunners. They do the whole boss rush.
First, I went in without any plan. There's a ton of enemies, but I'm pretty good at this point. Turns out being pretty good isn't enough when it comes to something like this. A single mistake can send you back to the start, and mistakes pile up when you're winging it. After banging my head against the wall for an hour, I decided to regroup. Whenever I'm lost in this challenge, I tend to watch speedrunners for inspiration. Most categories skip this section with a simple clip, and while I certainly considered that option, I think it just spits in the face of the challenge. I didn't choose to do this because it was easy. I did it because it was hard. Almost every glitch
I love that Simply Saps quote.
I utilized opened the door to new and interesting avenues for the challenge. It opened the game up. Clipping right into Ganondorf feels like the opposite. I'd be trivializing a good challenge, and for what? Whether I like it or not, this is possible. Insanely difficult? Yeah, but that's not a good enough reason to cheap out on the ending. I'm not completely out of luck though. The 90% glitchless speedrun has to do this gauntlet. That run uses a few things from the surface, but I should be able to grab some strategies from it. With all that in mind, here's the Simply Snaps method for beating Ganon's army. This recipe only uses resources from the depths, so be sure to go caving for a few hours before following along at home. I start with a fall damage cancel to survive this fall. If you can't do that by now, it's time to reevaluate your choices.
Why are you so mean? Why was I so mean in this video?
Wave number 1 has Bokoblins. The moment I gain control of Link, I shield jump with a fused bomb to launch myself into the air. With this leverage, I can get 3 bullet time shots before running out of stamina. I use bomb flowers with each shot to maximize the carnage. You can substitute this with basil if you live in an area that prohibits explosives. After that tactical strike, I clean the remaining Bokoblins the old-fashioned way. The leader has a hilarious amount of health, so I actually find it easier to just freeze the big guy and push him off the ledge. After wave 1, I quickly fuse another bomb flower to my shield.
I was really happy with the audio for this section. I use all of the songs for Army and all of the bosses. It took a lot of time.
Second verse is same as the first, but a whole lot louder and a whole lot worse. At the end of this phase, I fuse a spear to my broadsword. It's got mediocre damage, but the range will be needed later. Wave 3 begins with another war crime, but I'm careful to pick up as many Gibdo wings as possible. Wave 4 is filled to the brim with Moblins, and you already know what we do to those. Whew, That's the first 4 waves down. Now I just need to beat the game's 6 bosses and we're golden. This was a really interesting challenge for me because I've only ever fought these bosses at the end of their respective dungeons with the sage by my side. They can all be damaged by several means, so it's totally possible to fight them solo, but it was all new for me. We start this nightmare with the worst boss by far, Kohga. This is actually my favorite boss casually, but it's a new beast entirely when you have to fight it without a fucking paraglider. You're meant to defeat this boss by diving through its weak points or shooting them with arrows. Getting anywhere near the weak points requires the paraglider though. The entire arena is filled with an updraft at the start of the fight, but that doesn't do fucking anything for me in this state. Without a paraglider, I have to shoot Kohga's weak points from the ground. This is really...
Or you could just use the contraption. You could just use the contraption you used 3 times earlier in the video. Really, like Chekhov's contraption. You know, if there's a contraption introduced in Chapter 4, maybe it should be fired in Chapter 6.
Tricky, but I got a few ideas from the glitchless any percent run. The moment the fight starts, I sprint to the edge of the arena. Kohga is supposed to fly in this direction, but sometimes just doesn't. If this happens, I panic and probably die. If Kohga cooperates, I wait for it to fly directly above me and use a rocket shield to yeet my way up. Now I'm officially high enough to die from fall damage, so no pressure or anything. Remember those Gibdo wings I picked up? Well, this is the time to use them. They extend the range of your shots by a huge margin, but it's not infinite. Your shots can still fall short, and if they do, that's 1 shot wasted. You can try to land a fall damage cancel and rocket back up if you have enough supplies, but missing a single shot basically means you have to redo the entire army phase again. In an ideal situation, I hit all 3 shots without issue, but life isn't fair. Once I land the first 3 shots, phase 2 begins.
The phase 2
screams out in
music.
pain, and Link is teleported to the top of the arena. I'm on a straight
I will say, doing this, the speedrun route, is so badass. Just diving right down and hitting the 3 shots before hitting the ground, so cool.
path to Splatsville, so I gotta land the next 3 shots before hitting the ground. As soon as I gain control, I dive below the boss and enter bullet time. These next 3 shots are the most important, so I use my last 3 rockets to land them. Rocket arrows basically fire in a straight line, so they help a ton with this boss. If you're curious how small the margin of error is here, I hit the ground less than a second after landing the final shot in this clip. I can't overstate how much trouble this first boss gave me. What's even more frustrating than the fight itself is the fact that you have to spend 5 minutes refighting Army between every attempt. I easily spent 3 hours trying to beat Kohga a single time, but I can happily say the rest of the bosses are not nearly this bad.
Also, something I didn't think about. If you are on a collision course for the ground and missed your shots, just fall into the void. You will end up on the ground again. It's really not as hard as I made it. I am stupid and hard.
Up next is Marbled Goma, and this one was a breath of fresh air. I start the fight by healing any damage taken thus far and getting the attack up to effect. Goma fires boulders at you, but they can easily be recalled. The boulder explodes and you can ascend right up to her eyeball. And that's phase 1. Phase 2 has Goma stomping around a bit, but she'll eventually tucker herself out and fire more boulders your way. I have no idea why, but the speedrun puts this boulder beneath Goma's leg. Then I move over here and something horrifying happens behind me. I don't know what, I'm too scared to look, but there's a lot of explosions. After this, I ascend up and finish boss number 2. Muktarok isn't even a boss. I think he just lives down here. You need water
Say the
damage to
line,
make
Bart.
Muktarok vulnerable, so that's why I killed those chew jellies upstairs. After hitting it with water, you beat the shit out of it. Phase 2 is the same, but with more goop. Can we move on? Queen Gibdo is terrifying. And this is when it really starts to matter that these bosses kill you in one hit. I follow the speedrunner strategy to the letter for this one. The moment I gain control, I fire electric Keese eyeballs at the boss. These are guaranteed hits due to the eyeballs tracking. After 3 volleys of pain, I go spinny-winny until phase 2. Now she's gone and summoned backup, and any of these clowns can end the run in a second. I carefully fire another set of electric eyes, making sure to aim high so they target the boss and not the enemies that are fucking everywhere. After 3 of those, it's time to finish this. I use my last bomb shield to get some leverage and fire 3 bullet time shots into the queen's skull. Gibdo bones do massive damage, so 3 shots are all I need. Time for Seized Construct. This boss is my mortal enemy. Colgira might have taken me longer, but this robot bitch is 15 minutes deep into the boss rush. Failing now is a huge hit to my morale. As soon as the fight begins, I equip my sword.
How cool is that freeze frame?
Bitch is 15 minutes deep into the boss rush. Failing now is a huge hit to my morale. As soon as the
I really start equipping my weapon on a really cool frame. I don't know. Simple things make me happy. Seized construct, is that what you call your robot GF with a bondage kink? But yeah, what a frame to be on the inventory. Like, if you remove the inventory, that could be a desktop background. Link's hat is blowing. I don't know. Just, it's a really cool freeze frame.
Fight begins, I equip my sword spear. It gives me the added range of a spear, but I keep the ability to spin attack. The strategy here is to basically spin attack the seized construct and hope it doesn't hit you. We're in big girl country now.
I know the quick spin exists, by the way. You see me quick spin multiple times in this video. I don't quick spin seized construct because I'm scared.
Now, and every hit from the remaining bosses will spell my death. I like to circle the construct with my shield out until there's an opening. If it strikes first, I get knocked over, but the boss doesn't follow up fast enough to kill me. Eventually, I commit to an opening of my own, charging a spin attack and letting her rip. Since the spear is so long, it usually hits the construct twice. If it tries to shoot anything at me, I fire a bomb arrow to restart the cycle. This fight is always terrifying, and I have very little control of what's happening at any given time. But eventually,
I cut a line there. It was a last minute cut too. It was like, this boss is always terrifying, and I have very little control of what's going on at any given time. Like your mom's bedroom. I don't know why I cut that final part of the line. Maybe I was shy. I don't know. It's been a whole year. I genuinely don't remember. But I always forget I don't say like in your mom's bedroom at the end of that line.
I smack the construct enough times to enter Phase 2. Phase 2 is even scarier somehow. The construct grows more arms and tries to fire cannons at me the whole time. Bomb arrows usually stop it, but sometimes they don't. I have no clue which way is up right now. I just white knuckle my controller and smack the boss until the game admits I won.
That's another modified line. I have no clue which way is up right now. I just white knuckle and grit my teeth through it, like in your dad's bedroom. I don't know why I cut those two back-to-back lines. I think it's really funny. I have no idea which way is up right now. I just white knuckle and grit my teeth till it's over, like in your dad's bedroom. They have separate bedrooms for my weekend visits.
The last boss of the gauntlet is Phantom Ganon, which is the easiest, in theory. You just need to flurry rush each phantom as they approach in a single file line. The problem with this fight is how nervous I am whenever I reach it. Things can spiral out of control pretty quickly here, and if you die now, well, don't do that. After 22 minutes of consecutive flawless gameplay, I bombed Phantom Ganon into oblivion and cleared the last major hurdle of the challenge. We're at the end, folks. Clearing the boss rush gives you a checkpoint, but it doesn't save the game. That means I need to do this here and now. Otherwise, I'll be sent back to the start when I boot up my Switch. I salvaged a few.
Also, fun fact, if you for some reason die before getting to Ganon, you lose this checkpoint and are sent back up. Ask the devs.
Things from the battlefield and made my way to the big guy himself. I know I should spend a minute or two building suspense, but let's be real, nothing's gonna stop me now. Ganondorf's tough, yeah, but I've got momentum on my side. As soon as the fight begins, I tank an intentional hit from Ganon. This puts me on a single heart and lets my broadsword deal 152 damage. Wowza, that's a good sword. Phase 2 is a bit trickier, but nothing I can't handle. If he does this ground slam attack, I'm pretty sure I just die. You're supposed to use your paraglider to fly above the shockwave, but as I've made painfully clear at this point, I don't fucking have one. It's fine though. He only does this attack with his mace, and he has 3 weapons to cycle through. After a few carefully timed flurry rushes with my super sword, Ganondorf is toast. In his pathetic gamer rage, Ganon vores some jewelry and turns into his fursona. Wait, what are you doing? Wait, let go of me! Shit! Fuck no! Hang on! Oh my god!
I played the end of this video really straight. I think I got a lot of comments talking about, like, they were shocked at the sincerity of the last few minutes of this video. And I think I really was afraid to, like, play that moment straight, to let the music hang for as long as it did. I really debated, am I really gonna let the final fall play to completion for an entire minute of, like, unedited video? And I'm so glad I did. I think sincerity cuts through everything. It hits people where they live. When a video makes you feel something, it sticks with you. It builds a relationship. You hit the subscribe button. You feel something. And as silly as it sounds, for a Tears of the Kingdom challenge video, you feel something if you watch till the end of this. And the sincerity I feel is shocking but welcome in a landscape of irony-pilled, desperate for attention, but please don't actually perceive me clowns. And I'm sorry if that's a little mean. I'm not naming any names, but just it really does feel like so many people on this website want to be seen more than anything, but are also terrified of a quiet moment or truly being seen by their viewers. And I really feel like it was a moment of vulnerability, of taking a leap, of I want you to feel something here. I'm holding out my hand, and I want you to take it. And it could have fallen flat, and it could have not worked, and it could have been, you know, people use the word cringe. I don't like that word. But I think there's always just a really, really gray middle ground between sincerity and cringe, you know? And if you are too irony-pilled, if you're too much of an edgelord, if you're so afraid of emotion that you won't say I love you to your own mother, you might think the end of this video is cringe. But to the rest of us, I feel like it's really impactful. So let's watch it.
Oh, hey, Sunlight. Did I just fail the challenge? We don't have time for that philosophical discussion. Baby girl brought us the Master Sword, and we gotta put it to good use. This is my favorite final battle in the series. I know some people call it an auto-scroller, but it's not supposed to be difficult. That's what the last few fights were for. This is meant to be an epic spectacle with just the right amount of player input to keep you engaged, and I think they absolutely nailed it. Who doesn't want to jump between fighting dragons in the middle of a giant sky battle? You're a literal alien if this isn't cool to you. In one last bit of grace from the game developers, you can't die of fall damage on a dragon, so we don't even need the paraglider for this fight. I just moseyed my way up the dragon and slashed his gaping eye warts until the sky turned red. Gosh. This isn't like a review of Tears of the Kingdom. It's a challenge video, I know, but look at this. Listen to this. I'm in love. With one last skydive, I land on Ganon's big stupid face and drive the Master Sword into his secret stone. That's the final boss of the game! I got every piece of legendary clothing, every legendary weapon, all 120 light roots, and I even beat the game, all without breaking the rules of the challenge. After all this time, I can finally say it's over. I did it. Wait. Oh my god, wait. Add one more rule to the board. I have to save Zelda. That's the entire point of the fucking game. Shit!
Oh yeah. No, I really love that. Like superimposing the clips of the run over the blank canvas of the sky. Really easy trick, but man, you get a lot of bang for your buck from that. I was really happy with just how easy that was to put together, but how like goosebump inducing it was for me, even as the editor. So I was just like, man, I'm really happy about that. I was so proud of that little section.
After completing the final goal of the challenge that was absolutely on the board at the start, I took my first steps on the surface as the grand champion of the depths.
What are you
Spent
doing?
A few hours in the sky for
Stop
setup and 30 hours in the underworld, but now I'm back on solid ground with fresh air. A lot of people criticize this game for not adding enough to stand out against the original. I guess I understand that on a conceptual level, but I couldn't disagree more. Even with restricting myself to the depths, I had an entire adventure down there with enemies to fight, quests to complete, a boatload of loot and goodies, and every boss in the game. I didn't just survive in the depths, I had the time of my life. If you've been looking for an excuse to finally play this game, consider this your guilty conscience speaking. Do yourself a favor and experience one of the best video games of all time. You can thank me later. For the rest of you, thank you so much for watching. This video took almost 200 hours to complete, but I don't regret it for a second. If you'd like to see more challenges, maybe stroke those metrics for me down below. And be sure to leave a comment if you have any good ideas for a challenge. I'd like to thank community member A Pile of Small Unripe Pumpkins for suggesting this challenge in my Discord server after I got trapped in the depths on stream. If they hadn't suggested this, none of us would be here right now. So be the next pile of pumpkins and leave your suggestions below. With all that said, have a great rest of your day. I'll see you soon with more gaming goodies.
Wow. The greatest video of all time is over. But the stream isn't. I promised you guys one more thing. Also, yeah, you like how I wrapped that up saying I'll see you guys next time with more gaming goodies? Like, that was going to be my thing. Like, I was going to say that at the end of every video, then I never said it again because I forgot. Alrighty. Hoo 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 hoo. Woo 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 woo. All right. You guys want to see something? Uh-oh. What is this? This is that file. This is the depths file. And the all dungeons no surface file. And now, it's the all shrines no surface file. Oh yeah. It's happening. It's real. Woo! This is it. Horse pushy? Not right now, no. I just wanted to show you guys that this is happening. I'm doing it. All shrines, no surface. Teabag. Get out of here. Fuck that guy. We're touching the ground? Hell no. We're not touching the damn ground. What are you, crazy? However, I am about to touch the ground. Don't worry, though. None of this is real. Game froze. I am about to touch the ground, though, just to show you guys something. Let's make sure I've saved. Oh, no! So, I have done some surface shrines and some towers. It's happening. It's real. Do you guys want to see one more trick? Something I actually discovered. Let me load... Oh, wrong save. Let me load the manual save we just made. This tech is only really helpful to me. But it's very helpful to me. Let's go to a shrine. I swear I'm going somewhere with this. So, no surface, nothing. Enter the shrine. Wait for the load screen. I've done extensive testing with this. So, in the shrine, no surface, nothing. Let's load that save from when we were on the surface. So as you can see here, this file has failed the challenge and has the surface map. I can now scroll between map layers. Cool. So, with the surface map up, we don't close the map. We pause, load. Oh, I didn't save in the shrine. I'm such a big dummy. I've ruined everything. Well, this is a good demonstration. I'm such an idiot. I'm so hot and dumb and, like, easy. Okay, so we open our map. It's still the sky. All right. Sorry. I'm so silly. I'm so silly-pilled. That's too far away. I'm warping. Oh, I ruined the whole reveal. I'm just so hot and funny. All right. So, we run in. No one sees where this is going. No one sees. Okay, so now we're in a shrine. Map, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Pause, save. We have a save file in a shrine. Now, let's load our save file that's on the surface. The humbleness is crazy. I barely talk about how good at kissing I am. Yeah, everybody be amazed. So now we're on the surface. We can open our map to the surface. Pause. Load our save without the surface map. And as you can see, it's defaulting to the sky map. And now... what's this? The surface map. But if you look, our arrow isn't filled in. That means we're looking at a map layer we're not currently on. And if you look on the left, you'll see that I don't have the surface icon. I only have the sky and the depths. But I can see all of the surface. But I don't have the surface. But I can use surface warp points. And you'll see when we arrive. Oh, sky map. No surface. This right here is an actor that we're standing on. I've explained how actors work before. This is an actor that you can interact with. It's not considered a solid collision, so we can stand on it. If I were to step off of this, I would be on the surface and would fail the challenge. But right now, I'm not on the surface. So, using that term, which I coined map layer storage. So, see, Hyrule Kingdom. Using map layer storage. Once again, surface map. Pause. Load a save file in a shrine. We can use the surface shrines and towers as warp points. And, fun fact, since our map icon is on the surface, we can click down on the D-pad and warp to any light route. Since I'm on version 1.0, I cannot scroll between map layers under normal circumstances, but this is also a quick and easy way to warp to any area in the depths. If you were doing depthless depths, this would still be a way to warp to the depths, because you could do the same thing. And a funny side effect is my map is now stuck on the depths map layer until I reload the area. So, yeah. Something I don't know. I don't know if this works on 1.1. If it worked on 1.1, I would be curious if you could scroll back to the surface. I don't think you could, because the icon is gone. So, are lightroots actors? No. You cannot stand on lightroots. Someone asked how I learned about this. I discovered it. This is Simply Snap's original tech. I brought it to Cloud's attention first. And she had never heard of it. And then I brought it to the speedrunning Discord and showed it to some glitch hunters, and they had never heard of it. I asked them if it could be useful, and they said, probably only to you. And I said, yeah, that's fair. But it is useful to me, and I am using it. So yeah, map layer storage. If I wanted to be a friggin' narcissist, I could call it Snap Map. Yes, Cloud, we did have that conversation. Ah! Yeah, tower warp portals are paid actors. I can probably show you. Where's the tower? Where's the closest tower? What was the process that led to this discovery? Messing around with map layers and shrines. Discovered it by total accident. Where's the closest tower? I'm so bad at this. It's gotta be close. It's not lit up. Map smuggling. No, I get to name it. All right, I guess we're going all the way over there. I'm also playing off of OBS with no sound right now. So this is a little annoying. And there's input delay. But yeah. How did I find out that... whoa. Clouds. How did I find out that towers were safe? A literal accident. Wait, you guys have no sound either? But I'm seeing sound. You guys haven't had game sound this whole time and nobody said anything? Please, tell me we're getting one guide. Oh, you have sound? Okay. 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 I have been one guide. That's fine. I can definitely see sound when it's being displayed to me with visual bars in OBS. Alright. So, I discovered you can safely stand on towers because I was trying to land a cart on one and failed and landed right here. I cursed, I winced, I puckered my little butthole, and then I realized, oh. So yeah. This actually answers a really old question from the All Dungeons No Surface video when I got warped by Pura back in bounds after leaving, and I landed here and I like jumped off of it because I was super afraid. Whoops. Let me see if I can find that real quick.
Guess what, everybody? I still like Tears of the Kingdom. It is a pretty good game, but not a game I planned on covering twice in a row. After my Depths video, I really thought I was moving on to a Majora's Mask challenge. I knew you guys wanted a Sky video, but to be honest, I just didn't think it'd be very interesting.
Where is it?
The term.
Yep. This right here.
The term.
Dang it.
Octopura and god damn it. Okay, I locked a wagon in place. We should be all good. You don't understand the relief I felt when that wagon was still there after the cutscene. Now all I have to do is activate the terminal. Activate the terminal. Shit. It seems we've run into another problem. The cart is too high to interact with the terminal. That's okay.
This right here. Pura warps me onto the pad, and I actually sent this clip to Robuxy to ask her why I didn't trigger the surface on that little, in that clip, because I spent so long on the ground. I know why. Because that area is safe.
Let me just... wait. What? Oh my god.
This is safe. Where I'm standing right here is fine.
Oh my god. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We are not good. We are not good. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, so that goes to show you, kids, if something happens and you can't explain it, you should replicate it and experiment with it and find out why. Because, wow, it took me a long time to make this discovery that you can stand on these. 'Cause I'm a goober, I'm a dingleberry, and I'm good at kissing. That does it for this stream, everybody. My throat hurts. I'm going to go have a cough drop, maybe take a little nap with my dog. And love you all. Thank you so much for 1 year of the Depths Challenge. And probably going to do another Ocarina of Time rando in a day or two. If you liked this video, but you haven't checked out any of my randomizer streams, I swear they're fun. Even though it's not Tears of the Kingdom. I swear it. I swear. Anyway, love y'all. Thank you so much for 1 year. Here's to another. Can't wait to commentate this stream next year. All right, guys. Happy New Year. Snappy New Year. And All Shrines No Surface is in production. See you in the next one.